Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Tiny Bunny. That's right, we're about to dive into episode 3 of this insane psychological horror visual novel, and I am very excited to see what's going to happen next. How many more kids are going to get kidnapped? I don't know, but the fat kid deserved it. So, without further ado, let's dive on in. On the end, the wolf's gray fur will stand. Let's see. Oh, the ending of the last one was so good. I knew it was going to happen, but it was still very, very good. He's the one who hated Badburn. Do you think he did it? I heard he's a weirdo. I hurriedly rubbed my glasses. The glasses. Simeon was clutching them in his fist while I was getting beaten up, and in just a couple of hours, this lost item was lying on the ledge of my window. It was hard to imagine that Simoa suddenly got guilty, conscious, and returned my glasses in such a strange way. I was shocked, but kept walking towards the classroom, accompanied by nasty whispers all around me. That photo still stood before my eyes. Simeon has gone missing. Simeon is gone. His fat fingers will never get to my throat. His signet ring won't smash into my chin. He'll never humiliate me again. Wasn't that what I wished for? On the other hand, did I really wish Simeon to become a murky stain on the notice board? He was still someone's son or grandson, and he went through the same struggles as me. Did I really wish for my unseen companion to dispatch him in such a brutal fashion? I think you did. I really do. I didn't know the answer, or I was just scared of it. Nonetheless, school still had something nice about it. Paulina, the girl with a violin, was like a mountain spring, like well water that you gulp down, pressing your lips against the zinc outer ring of a bucket, and can never get enough. What if I made her one of the characters of the story I'll draw? The protagonist, I will save her from. Oh my gosh! The protagonist will save her from terrifying monsters. As soon as I thought of monsters, a bunch of my classmates slid down the rails, smirking like xenomorphs from the Alien. I immediately felt the larva of fear writhing in my stomach. I didn't want to cross paths with Romoka and Bayasha after what happened yesterday, especially since Simeon suddenly went missing. I wonder what they think. I wonder if they're going to end up saying anything. I entered the classroom and went towards the last row. All the chatter suddenly died down, so I walked there in complete silence. It felt like my classmates pushed and poked me with their stares. They carefully observed my every move. They looked at me with a mortifying mix of pity, ridicule, and derision, like a scientist looks at an ugly representative of a newfound species of worm. I stared at the desk with a huge pile of library textbooks on top, my fist clenched. It felt like I was the one who disappeared in that snowy forest, and my desk was finally used for something worthwhile. Simeon's empty chair stood in front of me. The chair that once belonged to Volva gathered dust somewhere in another classroom. What can I see? There's 3 things. This is interesting. The interactions of seeing random things is really interesting to me. I wonder how that's going to really play into effect. An old cheap slide protector. I called this model a tank because it looked like one. There were times when I had a lot of cool fairy tales that we used to watch with Dad in the complete darkness. I remember Little Raccoon and One Who Sits in the Pond, Kiplin's Mowgli, and many others. I was immediately swept away by the memory of the projector hum, of its hot casting, of its bright rays hitting the wall, turning it into a screen. It's a pity that school slides are mostly about minerals and PSAs. It was one of these. I looked at the portrait of classical writers. My eye stopped at Epson's photo. Last year, I was asked for learning any poem, and that's just I learned one about the dog Jim, written by Essien. I don't know. I'm so bad with names, guys. I don't remember all the stanzas by now, but the last one was somehow deeply ingrained in my memory. I'm sure she'll come here in my absence. Please catch her eye, go kiss her hand for me. For all my real or fancied errors, asking forgiveness of her in humility. Every boy my age I knew had something like this in his arsenal, powdered firecrackers that blow up with a very loud sound, especially inside an archway. It is said that they are produced in China, and not a single one of them can, blow your fingers off if you light it up and clutch it in your hand. Especially the black Corsair type. They won't be enough to blow up a plastic soldier, but when it comes to stuff made of plaster, they should work. After a moment of hesitation, I sat down oh gosh. Oh wow, that's okay, there you go. After a moment of hesitation, I sat down at Babarin's desk, the place where I was supposed to be assigned by Lila Pavlonas at first. I will say, the constant changing of their names is a little annoying. It's not that big of a deal, but I wish they would just stick with one name for the kids. The chatter resumed as if someone just unpaused the movie. Baburin's grandma made such a fuss when he didn't return home. First she ran to the school, then called the cops. Yes, yes, yes. Katya snuck a cunning glance at me, then leaned into her neighbor and whispered something. Girls from the second row also leaned in. She shared something with them too. Whispers, nods. I kept catching her stare on myself. Her neighbor stared too. The whole class was watching me. It was like they felt the need to watch me because they were searching for traces of blood on my fingers. I wanted to defend myself and shout, guys, listen, I'm innocent. The delinquents turned around and stared at me in silence. Their looks were dripping with malice. But why? What did I do to them? Their friend went missing and they're still focused on me. Suddenly I noticed Bayasha drilling a hole in my nose with his eyes. It felt like he was about to point his fingers at me and shout at the top of his lungs. Everyone look, Babarin snatched his glasses yesterday, and now he has them back. Murderer. But he remained silent as if there was nothing special at all about my glasses. I may be going mad, but I think Bayasha knows something. He knows something, but he won't tell me what. As if looking for protection, I clutched the ruler until my hand hurt. You don't have to be Columbo to solve this. Who held a grudge against Babarin? Who hit him yesterday, bullied him, and then... The metal ruler fell out of my weak hands. It hit the floor with a jingle that made the other kids shudder. Katya bit her tongue and squirmed nervously. Chairs scraped against the floor. My classmates moved away from me, closer to the exit, towards the teacher's desk. I was not the only one to catch wind of that change. Ramoka and Basha looked around and winced in contempt. Too bad that they weren't afraid of me like everyone else. Shut it. I bet you Babarin just got a whipping from his old hag and ran off. They'll find him soon. They'll find him, all right. In a ravine with his stomach cut open. Gosh, she does not hold back. I gulped. I imagined Samoa on a snowy blanket, his face white like a fish belly, split down the middle by the crevice of his mouth, snowflakes falling on his glassy eyes and filling up his throat. See, I could almost hear his condemning tone. It's all your fault. But why was Simeon the only one to get his just desserts for bullying me? Weren't all of them supposed to disappear? Ramoka, Biasha, Katya, along with every laughing onlooker? Of course, Simeon did me a favor by disappearing. Thanks to him, my classmates all stared at me in awe. But that was only one side of the coin. What if I'll have to repay that favor soon? The door clicked. Polnya entered the classroom. I straightened up in a hurry so she wouldn't see me looking like a scared critter. Polnya went to her seat without looking at me. The ringer's trill announced the start of the class. Alright, stop messing around, class. Stand up. You too, Petrov. Lila Pavlovna, I just can't chat. Went to her desk, followed by a policeman in a uniform. It was the man that visited us just recently, tall, and his stare was so sharp you could get a cut on it. Ahem. Hello there, kids. Hi. You can sit down, kids. This is Senior Lieutenant Konstantin Vladimir Tikhov. He's going to ask you a couple of questions and give you a small PSA. The class livened up. Talking to a policeman was way better than studying. I, on the other hand, was ready to sit through hundreds of hours of Russian literature just to escape the lieutenant's oppressive stare. His brown eyes felt around the classroom looking for me. Hair stood on the back of my neck, and an icicle had lodged in my gut. Is it true that Babarin got killed by a serial killer? Shush. Oh gosh, that's new. Ekaterina, let the adults ask the questions here. We're all scared. Maybe the killer is somewhere close. Maybe they're even sitting among us. Her sly stare was directed at me. Tikhov stepped in between the rows of desks and started walking with an excruciatingly slow pace, brushing his fingers against the chairs as he passed. Some of the students almost broke their necks following his movements. That's how a crowd of commoners would gleefully anticipate a public execution in the Middle Ages. And he just walked in closer and closer to me. I go to my teeth and stop myself from screaming. Calm down, breathe. You didn't kill or kidnap anyone. He already knew the answer to his question, but the policeman still asked in a stern voice. Anton Petrov? Yes. Stand up, Petrov. My muscles turned to stone. I got up, unglued myself from the chair, like I could hear all my joints creak in the process. I only wish that Polina wouldn't turn around and see the grimace of horror on my face. If only I could be somewhere far away, in the forest, digging myself into a snow pile, rolling up into a ball there. The officer stared at me as if he was about to lock a pair of handcuffs on my wrist. I wonder how cold these bracelets are to the touch. I imagine myself getting jailed and put into a juvenile detention center where tens of simians would constantly harass me. I don't know anything. I have nothing to do with this. Nobody's accusing you of anything, for now. Only then I noticed a file that said case number in his hand. It had a gray cover made from a rough carton. It flopped onto the desk like a guillotine blade that slid down someone's neck. With a measured motion, Tikhonov opened the file, still studying me with his gaze. I caught a glimpse of the photos. They showed prints in the snow. They looked like an animal prints. Have you talked to Simeon Baburin before? I only knew him for a week. Everybody knows that Petrov hated him. I turned red. You ugly bitch. I wanted to sink my teeth into Katya's face and chew out her cheeks. Instead, I replied with the calmest voice I could muster. We had a fight yesterday, but he started it. So I hit him. How hard did you hit him? Not that hard, I mean. I waved my hand indistinctively. Tikhonov looked at my fist as if he were surprised that I managed to hit the big kid from the photo. Surprisingly, Lila came to my rescue. Baburin is a troubled teen, a true pain in the rear. The officer replied with a meaningful nod and fished out a notebook out of the file. Is this yours? I averted my gaze. It was my math notebook with my name on it. My classmates devoured me greedily with their eyes. It felt like even the writers on the portrait squinted at me in suspicion. Yes. We found it in the forest, in the area where the tractor driver who was plowing the snow last saw Baburin. I started blinking in bewilderment. Romka ransacked my school bag. This notebook probably just got lost somewhere in the bushes. The lieutenant knew about the school brawl, but he was in awe of the fight. But was he aware of the fight in the forest clearing? I had witnessed that I could testify to Simeon and I had witnesses that could testify to Simeon and I walking in different directions after that. I looked towards the boys, hopeful. Romka, who sat behind Tikhonov, put a finger to his lips. And when the officer quickly turned around, he pretended to just pick his nose. I deciphered his signal. Boys like Romka would probably say something like, snitches get stitches, in a situation like this. I frantically fixed my glasses. Wait, Simeon took them away yesterday, and now they're... So what were you doing in the forest yesterday, Anton? I go to school through the forest. It could have easily fallen out of my bag. Easily, just like me producing this half-truth. Be careful out there. Before I could realize whether it was a genuine piece of advice or a veiled threat, the teacher said, Class, the officer will now tell you about some rules you should follow. So the killer does exist. She's probably going to get taken out eventually too, if I had to guess. We can't make any of this public for now. Whether the criminal really exists or not, you should be mindful of your safety. The police, your parents, and your teachers all watch over you, but no one guard you better than yourself. All right, any questions? A stockade of arms rose from the desks. The kids shouted over each other, swarming the policeman with questions. In an attempt to calm down that chorus, he moved to the back, towards the blackboard. The gray file was left lying in front of me. I stared at it. My breathing was so ragged that I might have looked like someone who just ran 100-meter sprint. Beads of sweat rolled down my back. I looked around the classroom. My classmates were catching the officer's every word. Only Romka was saying something to Baasha. Lila was staring into the window, fighting back yawns. Skip. Open. Let's open it. As soon as I touched the folder, Tikhonov lashed at me with his eyes. My hand instinctively moved away, as if that stare actually hurt. The officer just kept staring at me without saying a word, making me squirm under the weight of his uncomfortable silence and sneering looks at my classmate. And then he suddenly continued his speech as if nothing ever happened. Why would he leave it there, though? I'm gonna save. I'm curious. I cleaned my teeth from surprise, put myself back into the chair, blinking in bewilderment. The officer silently gathered the documents and gave me a stern look. Well, aren't you a curious boy, Petrov? Why would he leave it there? Why would he just leave it there? That's the thing. Like, that's the weird thing. Let me say this again. If you see anyone suspicious in the village, be it near the school or on the forest trail, contact the police immediately. You know our number, right? 02. Thanks for listening, boys and girls. Thank you, Lila. And we'll find your classmate. Yeah, right. A thought flashed through my mind. Dig through enough ditches and maybe you'll be able to piece them together. Like Legos. Oh my gosh. My thoughts turned evil for some reason, and I still couldn't control them. I tried to switch to the lieutenant's speech about suspicious individuals. What if I saw the killer before? What if I was a hair's breadth away from them? Suspicious people, How suspicious was the fox girl that wandered in the darkness? A weirdo that always appears out of nowhere, then dissolves into thin air with her riddles and rhymes. Could she really harm the hulking Simeon? Should I tell the officer about her? What if the lives of the other kids depend on this? Of the See, like, I'm guessing that's Polina. Like that's the one thing that keeps throwing me off is they keep changing the names, maybe going from first to last name or nicknames. Like that's the one thing that I think could be worked on, to be honest. And Volva too. Wait, what if I get mocked for speaking out? What if they start whispering behind my back, or what's even worse, think I'm insane? Romka gave me a stern look over the shoulders. I doubt someone like him would approve of cooperating with the police. Katya's braid dangled nervously behind the delinquent sitting in front of me. My hand was glued to the desk. Tiganov, so saying goodbye to Lila. He was about to leave. It'll be too late soon. Ooh. Stay silent or tell him. Ooh. Man, that's hard. Ooh, that's hard. I think we'll stay silent. I don't want to tell him about about the people with the masks yet. We'll stay silent. I don't want to tell about Alyssa yet. No way. I've had enough humiliation. Because I'll probably all laugh anyways. I'll keep my head down like a bunny. I locked my fingers and zipped my mouth. Ooh. Quiet as a mouse. I wonder if that's the wrong thing to do. Ooh. Lila Pavanov passed by without looking my way. Polina left after her. My classmates went silent at the same time as if someone muted the sound of a TV. They followed me with their eyes the whole time I was passing between the rows. Judgmental looks, I felt like I was in the scope of mini sniper rifles. I squeezed through the barricades made of desks, looking for Polina, but I stumbled into my new buddies instead. Romka swaggered up to me. Decided to rat us out to the cops? I didn't say anything. I've thought about it, huh? Romka towered over me, breathing out a faint smell of tobacco. You're very wrong if you think that without Simeon you'll have a better time here. We'll make this place hell for you, got it? See ya, Four Eyes. My head tilted forward from his slap. What a loser, eh? I wasn't surprised to find a note stuck to my back during the break. It said, kick me. My nightmare clearly wasn't about to end. Oh, I wonder if they'll also go end up... I think one more kid will definitely go missing, judging based off the board. I wonder who it'll be. It'll be 7 days since the lieutenant visited our class. At first glance, everything was still the same. The forest still held out its gnarly claws towards the village, and the wind whipped up white flags weaved from powdery snow every night. When my parents argued in the other room, I would turn up the TV's volume to silence their muffled voices and sit close to Olya. Volva and Simeon's photos were still 2 black spots on the noseboard. Yeah, see right here, there's going to be one more, I bet. And round-faced Sinya hasn't returned home, too. Sinya... Wait. Yeah. Why? I feel like the translation for the names is messed up. That's got to be it. Like, something's wrong with the translation of the names. But something did change. I could now see how different the looks of my classmates were. They met me with a new portion of pokes and insults. Contempt, mockery, and loneliness became my faithful companions. But most importantly, a shadow slid across my desk, leaving behind a mysterious note. I glanced into the space between rows, but the messenger was nowhere to be found. Who sent me this note? What could this carefully ripped out and neatly folded piece of paper be hiding from me? More threats and humiliations, or... I took the piece of paper and carefully inhaled the wafting aroma. Blackberry. I'll be waiting at a cul-de-sac near the dressing room. Come alone. Inside was a message in beautiful handwriting. Oh, man. I'm waiting at the dead end... What? I'm waiting at a dead end near the dressing room. Come alone. Yeah, there's a little bit of translation hiccups, it looks like, in the game, which is not that big of a deal, but like right there, that's shows it, proves it, which isn't that big of a deal, but it does make things a little confusing at times. Drunk on that sudden call, I immediately started walking, looking over my shoulder from time to time, making sure nobody is following me. Even though I suspected it could be another trap set by Romka and Biasha at first, this buzzing thought soon left my mind. Two of them didn't have enough combined brain power to fake Polina's note so carefully. I didn't even notice how I almost broke into a run and jumped around the corner. But as soon as I did that, I rammed into somebody inside a dark nook. Ow. Like a magic bird, the green notebook glided to my feet. Polina puffed her cheeks in exaggerated anger. Petrov, have you lost your sight completely? I fixed my glasses. My nearsightedness wasn't that embarrassing anymore. I bent down and picked up the notebook. Sorry, I was in a rush. Were you waiting for me? Did something happen? Polina studied me with her eyes and clicked her tongue. Do you know what you look like? Anatosha. I look like Anatosha? See, when they call him that too, it makes me... I don't know if that's just a weird translation thing or like an actual like Russian thing. I don't know. There's a couple of things that aren't translating super well in my opinion, but it's like I said, it's not that big of a deal. Like blues improv. I blinked in bewilderment. What do you mean? I always associate people I know with something. I do that too, but why music? It can't be anything other than music. Some people are like guitar solos, some are drums. People like our Lila are war marches. And you're so thoughtful, so mysterious, sometimes even a bit sad. You're definitely blues. And what about the improv part? It's when the listener has no idea where the melody will go, what tempo it will adopt. Of course, some of the things Polina said went completely over my head. But I couldn't stop looking at her smile, like a breeze in May, and her eyes deep in blue. One needs to have experience and taste to recognize the music in you. You're not some pop music. I don't think I even know what blues is. Polina gasped and frowned, which made her look even more beautiful. Don't say something like that to my face. I'll make sure to give you a cassette. Grandpa used to bring me so much music from the city. Jazz, swing, and classical too. He was the one who noticed my musical mindset. When I was still very little, I tried recording the sounds of nature on paper. The songs of the rain and the forest. I wish I had ears like yours. And I'd love to have your eyes. I tensed up, worried that she was making fun of me, but Polina shook her head. No, I'm serious. You have the eyes of an artist. You're so good at picturing things. I can't do that. Katya walked past us with her trademark frosty glare. We dove into the shadows, trying to escape it. You understand why we're hiding here, right? Because of people like her. And what kind of melody is Katya? Polina flashed a sly smile. The squeaking sound of an unoiled door hinges. That's good. That's actually really good. You know, this nasty decadent? I giggled, covering my mouth. Katya didn't hear our whispers, but she suddenly glanced over her shoulder, clearly annoyed. A moment later, she sighed and went her way. I bet she was the one who wrote it, and she was waiting for him. I remember about the notebook I was still clutching in my hand. I turned it in my hands. Instead of a subject name, the front side had a name of the owner and 2 words, friends only. Curiosity killed the cat, you know. I'm sorry, is this a questionnaire? Have you ever filled one? I lied that I had. In reality, girl classmates from my previous school had never asked me to fill out their questionnaires. It was quite upsetting. I mean, it was a girl hobby. You just answer a set of standard questions about your favorite actors and colors, but entrusting someone with such a notebook was a sign of friendship. And maybe of something even more. Something I had only vague ideas about. You can fill in mine if you want. My heartbeat quickened. I do, thank you. Polina giggled. Actually, there are so many secrets there. You'd better be off not knowing what we. You'd be better off not knowing what we girls think. She reached for the notebook, playing with me. I tossed my findings to my free hand. Paulina tried to intercept my move. Her hair briefly touched my face, tickling my nose with its silky locks. I feel like something bad's gonna happen to her, guys. I really do. I really do. I sensed an aroma that immediately filled the whole world, fragrant, alluring, lively. Actually, this might make a good thumbnail. If something does bad happen to her during this video, this chapter, that's gonna be my thumbnail. I guess you'll know if it's the thumbnail. You'll get a little spoilered. I sensed an aroma that immediately filled the whole world, fragrant, alluring, lively. If only I could picture it, steal it for myself. I felt dizzy, but I gathered myself and spoke in a voice reminiscent of Lieutenant Tikhonov. Your questionnaire is an important piece of evidence, so I'm afraid I'll have to confiscate it for further examination. Paulina covered her mouth that's rounded in fake horror. And what are the implications of concealing evidence? We'll decide that in the course of our investigation. I surrender, Mr. Policeman. Just promise me you won't read anything. It's full of sensitive information. I'm afraid I'll have to investigate whether someone is in love with Mr. Petrov. Polonia burst out laughing and pressed herself against my chest, showering me with the aroma of her hair and her milky skin that looked almost transparent, with tiny threads of veins running under it. Her whisper was hot, like a piece of butter sizzling on a pan. Then swear that you'll keep this information private. I swore on my police badge. And now we need to hurry, Anatosha. I don't know if I trust her, actually. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just paranoid. But what if she's like, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say nothing. I took out the notebook during class. Skimmed through it, reading into the other people's preferences. It was quite surprising to discover Romka's jerky handwriting inside. Let's see, is there anything weird? Schwarzenegger over Stallone. Wow, there you go. There you go. His letters bulged out of cells, as if embarrassed by their shapelessness. Fearsome Romka found the time for something so silly. I chuckled into my fist after I found that Romka's favorite cartoon is not even Darkwing Duck, but DuckTales. DuckTales was a good cartoon, I'll admit. I mean, Darkwing Duck is good too, but... Somewhere in the distance, a teacher was reciting pieces of Andreev's Snapper. I paid them no mind. Paulina's page was decorated with flower drawings and clippings from the Cool Girl magazine. Let's see, what is hers saying? Listening to see the world, losing people I love. Okay. Her favorite musician is Sherbert. Oh, Sherbert, like the ice cream. I'd say, you know what? I'm not correcting myself there. Her best friend is her grandpa. Her hobby is not violin, like I expected, but much more mysterious, listening. Can such a mundane process really be someone's hobby? I looked at Pauline over the heads of the other students. She was focused on taking notes. I flipped the pages until I found a blank one and armed myself with a pen. I am wondering if she's really not super nice because like the bully's in here. Like, why would we see his thing? It's just... Interesting. And arm myself with a pen. Antron Petrov, class 6B. Oh, I didn't get to read that. I didn't get to read that. What was it? How do I go back? How do I go back? Backlog. I took a long time deciding my favorite musician until Trinity pop band Carmen came to mind with the cool dancers in their music videos. Favorite holiday, this one's easy, New Year's. My hobby is drawing. My dream, going to Disneyland, I guess. My hero? My hand moved on its own, writing that. I stopped on those two letters. What if those who read this after me will find my answer laughable and stupid? After thinking for a bit, I decided that everything should be disclosed on paper. That's how Dad turned into Spider-Man. The spelling was wrong, but who cares? That's... Why couldn't you... I guess it's a pen. Your biggest fear, huh? I immediately wrote, losing a person who's dear to me. Your phone number? No secret there. 30395. Favorite cartoon? Transformers. Good cartoon as well. Your best friend? I hesitated, gnawing on the pen's cap. Your best friend. I'd read that question out loud. It was easy, but at the same time very important. The answer to that was my sister's name, so I carefully wrote it in the squares. Olya. Oh yeah, I repeated my sister's name while sneaking out of the school. Something bad's going to happen to her. I know that for a fact. There was a cute, freshly drawn dragon in my notebook that I made to please my beloved sister. In this land of darkness and deceit, her support was the only thing that inspired me to keep drawing and stopped me from losing hope in humanity. Refreshing frosty air made my cheeks turn beet red. It was bright outside, and the sun looked like a whole egg yolk. The road looked as if it was slivered. The snow sparkled under the sunlight. I smiled, squinting from the blinding whiteness. Who cares if I don't have any true friends anymore? I have something more important. Someone who needs my help. Someone who will never betray or hurt me. Family is the most important thing ever. And that's what Dad always told me. Hey, what's up with the stupid grin? My numb lips immediately shrank. Bayasha was shuffling his feet in the middle of the yard, his boots restless on the ice. It's not a grin. I tried to go around him to no avail. Lady Fortune waved me goodbye, disappearing into the early twilight. In a hurry, eh? A little bit. Dad is waiting for me. I'll shoot him a paper message that you're not coming, eh? I'm curious. What is wireless telecommunication device that receives and displays? That's funny. Oh, a pager. I misread it. I thought I said paper. It's G. The underline hid that. Okay, pager. I know what that is. My eyes flinched unwittingly. My skin dampened. Let's go, eh? We have a small business to discuss. I felt chills run all over my body. I didn't like the sound of that small business. Those words, accompanied by my spitting, normally hid every dark deed underneath them. Strangers that used to call our old apartments used to say, "Get your old man, we have small business to discuss." Bayasha turned around. He looked like an astronaut in his tight hood. If I were to imagine him as a sound, he'd be a deafening whistle, a signal given by someone who stands watch. To my demise, there was nobody in the backyard, apart from the grim-faced Romka. He stood there, his feet wide apart, with his right hand hidden behind his back. Romka's dry lips were tightly pursed. He kept shooting glances at me as he looked around. There he is, eh? I can see that. Well, hello there, Anatosha. What do you want? I wonder if that's like... I don't get it. Anton, Anatosha. Like, what is the connection? I have to look that up. I'm gonna have to look it up right now. It's just a nickname. Is the affectionate short form of the name, often used among friends and family. Huh. Interesting. So that is a nickname. But that's okay. Interesting. Good to know. What do you want? He slowly took out a thin, carnivorous, shiny blade from his bag. A knife with a steel butterfly of death that flies towards the victim's heartbeat. I stepped back instinctively and rammed my back into Bayasha. Romka's minion pushed me back. We wanted to know. Do you have any hard feelings for me or Bayasha? Romka started picking up his yellow nail, looking at me with an evil smirk on his face. Well, there in the forest, we kind of roughed you up. It's just our poor upbringing, you know? He looks like a dork, but he actually looks pretty, like, threatening, I'm gonna be real. Yeah, not as cultured as you city folks. So we get feisty sometimes. I nodded, my eyes glued to the knife. The blade glowed under the setting sun, and Romka's eyes had the same evil glow. He stepped towards me. His knife traveled inches away from my coat. One movement and steel would cut into the cloth, and if you push deeper, a little bird told us that you were snooping around Polina again. He must like her. That's why he wrote in it. That's right. Okay, that makes more sense. I was so scared that it took me a while to remember who Polina was. My brain was malfunctioning, and my knees were shaking. Suddenly, our class rep slowly walked up to Romka from behind. I see you boys are getting along quite well. I owe you one, Katya. Oh, no need to thank me, Romshka. I'm always fighting for true love. Yes. I'll kill you, I swear. I can't hear you. Were you near Polina or not? Well, we didn't hang out or anything. The only thing happening out here will be your guts when I cut open your stomach. The blade slid across my sleeve with its dull slide and reached my collar. The wind made my face cold, but a bead of sweat still trickled from my temple. A switch flipped in my head. It all made sense now. I remember Romka constantly sneaking glances at Polina. I remember his scrawny handwriting in the questionnaire. Why didn't I study it more in depth? If I see you near Polina even once, and you won't get away with a simple bump. Got it? Yes. Now scram. I was probably so hypnotized by the knife that Romka had to repeat his threat. Scram. I thought about the cold sharp blade when retreating from the yard. I was asking myself whether I had enough courage to break the promise I made to these, well, I don't want to, these turds, man. The aftertaste of the horrible water I drank down my meds would, the aftertaste of horrible water I drank down my meds would linger in my mouth. The aftertaste of the horrible water I drank with my meds lingered in my mouth. My thoughts were focused on Polina, but Romka's threats were also on my mind. I wandered around the house feeling intoxicated and nodded to everything my sister said without trying to discern her words. Olya was talking nonstop, at times lifting her arms and laughing, only then to suddenly go quiet and give me Mom's signature gnarly look. I was yanked out of the prison of my own mind, where seething thoughts picked at my brain like harpies, stopping me from coming back to reality. I stared back. Olya looked like a mini version of Mom right now. Well, to be precise, she looked like the person Mom turned into when we moved here, with her intimidating posture and her eyebrows directed towards the ceiling. You weren't listening to me, were you? She tried spitting out those words to me, copying facial expressions of the person she spent almost all her free time with. For a moment, I felt like the light Olya excluded all these years waned and wavered in the wind of prolonged changes. Very soon, my beautiful princess will turn into the dragon that once gnarled her prison tower. That was once guarding her prison tower. That, though, was much scarier to me than any other horror sneaking up to me from the future. Sorry, Olya. I didn't want to make you mad. I just got lost in thought. I looked around the room, my gaze jumping from one object to another like a hungry beast. I'm trying to find anything that could distract Olya. Let's play the console. Olya pouted, but there was a spark of interest in her small emerald eyes. The Snow Queen's ice shards inside them started thawing. And what about the second controller? It's not working. And Dad has no time to fix it. We can play with the light gun. What do you want to play? Cowboys? Ducks? You're better than me at both. Oh, come on. You must have been practicing the whole time I was away from home. Olya busted out laughing. Her heart was warm once again. How did you know? But I'm a good shooter now. You've already lost. You picked the wrong fight here. Come on, turn it on. Something's weird's gonna happen during this game part, I'm telling you now. Little Olya jumped towards the TV set and after flickering the power on, started blindly feeling around the backside of the photon, trying to plug the console's cables into the antenna output. Bits of TV shows started flashing on the CTR screen when I armed myself with the remote to look for the channel with the sought-after Dindy signal. That's some classics going on right now. That's some classic stuff showing on TV. Did anything interesting happen at home? It was a mundane question for me. I didn't put any actual meaning behind it. But Olya's expression suddenly changed. She lost all of her childish nonchalantness she worked so hard to acquire before. I skipped something, I think. What happened, Olya? My sister managed to put the cable in its place and started brushing off her dust-covered hand. She was clearly looking for the courage to continue the conversation. Mom, Olya went silent for a moment. I thought I saw tears welling in her eyes. She had this scary thing happen to her again. My sister looked at me with wet eyes. She had a fit, huh? This has happened before, but it was a rare occasion. Now that we've moved to this godforsaken place, Mom's fit rose in frequency. Fish? Dad brought home a big fish. It was wrapped in a newspaper, and it had a foul smell. Mom got angry again, and then she took a knife. Olya squirmed, looking fearfully out of the window. They started screaming at each other. I froze. Imagine my sister, so small and unnoticeable, standing in the kitchen doorway. She wasn't even trying to hide. Our parents just paid her no mind at all. And then Mom struck it, like this. Olya slightly moved her fist downward, imitating a strike. She hit the fish. It was still alive, Tasha. It must have been in pain. And Mom... It was easy to imagine what happened next. The writhing fish with a blade between its fins squirted some foul-smelling musk into Mom's face. Whenever death got close to my mom, be it when a person was hit by a bus in front of us and their blood was smeared all over the windshield, oh my gosh, or when Grandma chopped off a chicken's head, Mom would always get into a weird, dreadful fit. Okay. Her eyes would roll over. She would fall on her face like a freshly cut tree and started writhing just like an agonizing fish, turning over chairs and blurting out bits of scary sentences. This is insane. And what about Dad? Did he help her? Olga shuddered as if just remembering it pained her. Yes, but at first he started laughing, Tasha. That's so dark! He let an evil laugh when he saw that Mom was in trouble. Oh my gosh. But then he cried. Oh my gosh! Olga's story made me raise an eyebrow. It seemed like the forest oozing madness had not only completely consumed our mom, but also infected our strong, courageous dad. I quickly stepped towards Olga and locked her in a tight embrace. She dug her face into my chest, and I could feel my shirt becoming wet. Why are they bullying each other, Tasha? Are they crazy? I shuddered, unable to justify the actions of our parents. I had ran out of words, and all I could do was hug Olga even tighter. Olga screamed and hid behind me. Turn it off, quick. No matter how many times she saw this intro, she would always react the same, just like when she saw that owl. I mean, I also got goosebumps every time I saw this ghastly face appear on the screen, so I immediately complied with my sister's request. What the heck, man? What the heck? Finally, the game selection screen showed up for the cartridge that was bundled with the console. I'm gonna actually get if I can actually play this game, it's like automatic 5 stars. Too bad most of the names are just different levels of the same game. I picked the gray rectangular controller and started looking around the pixel letters to find the familiar English word for duck. Background music from the menu soothed Olga's mind as she asked in a calm voice, "How are things at school?" "Nothing good. The school is new, but my treatment is still the same. As if we never moved. I'm so tired of this." Before despair could lead me down its depressing road towards the clutches of oppressive thoughts, something evil writhed deep inside my skull, awakening wild, pleasant memories. Actually, something good did happen. Well, that's a cool picture. I'm taking so many screenshots of this game. It's the art. It looks so good. Olga watched with hope, eyes filled with a wicked smile as a wicked smile spread across my face, faintly resembling the wound from a box cutter knife. Another boy went missing. "Tosha, do you think that's good? Why do you say that?" My sister's voice trembled when she looked into my eyes through the thick lenses. "You know that other missing boy, Volva? Maybe what happened to him was all his fault. Maybe he did something so bad that he no longer deserved to live." "Don't be so cruel, please." Olga pressed her knees to her chin and hugged them with her hands, trying to take up less space, as if she wanted to shrink or even disappear altogether. It was the only reasonable thing for us to do, go missing among all the other broken toys, and never encounter evil parents or mad classmates. We're the only ones left for each other, the only ones who can protect, listen, and sympathize, which means she's bound to listen to what I think about them all, these beasts pretending to be children that are so eager to bully the weak. It was my turn to speak, and I think they won't be the last. My breath quickens, my fingers start banging on the wooden floor. People like them are not worthy of living, going to the same school with us, are looking into your light. Dude, you're getting a little crazy, my man. My thoughts got tangled. They slipped away along with my calmness. "Tasha, stop it. You're scaring me." "Don't be scared. I can protect you." When I finally noticed that Olga was looking at me like I was a stranger. "Who are you?" The rage that welled up inside me subsided. I thought he slapped her for a split second. I hid under the guise of my cowardlessness, leaving me alone with a growing fear of guilt for scaring my sister. "Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I guess I'm just going crazy in that school." She rushed to embrace me, barely holding back her tears. "It's okay, Tosha. Just please, never say anything like that again." I swear on Mom's heart. That is such a weird saying. Olga flashed me a bitter smile. "And you told me I shouldn't say that." "You're right. Let's start playing already." "I'll go first." Player 1, get ready. Round 1. Is this like Duck Hunt but with seals? With a seal? That's hilarious. She pretty good. Never mind, she lost one. Player 2, get ready. Oh my gosh. I can actually shoot. I can actually shoot. Immediately amazing game. Immediately. I'm getting all of them. We're getting them. I need to be, okay, there's gonna be 2 each time. We're getting them. Bang. 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 No! I missed one! Fart nugget. Oh, dadgummit. I'm mad now. Oh man, I was going easy on you here. Player 1, get ready. Round 2. I'm gonna get all of them this next time. Player 2, get ready. Okay. Oh my frick! What? What? Oh my, okay, this is ridiculous. I call BS. I call BS! No! Ha, who wants some more? Whatever, I'm glad she won that one. Okay, yeah, no, I ain't hitting none of those. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go. I got one. Frick, okay. Let's go, I got 1. Got 2. Got 3! That's right! That's right. Frick. Frick. Frick! Okay, come on. Got it. Dadgummit! God! Bang, bang, and they're dead. You've lost, Tasha. Fine, I'm glad she's happy. My mom only managed to get through to me on her 3rd attempt. Anton, there's a call for you. It's a girl. I sobered up in an instant and rushed to the hallway. Watch your step. I grabbed the phone, pressed it into my chest, and looking at my mom. She shrugged and went to the room, gathered the toys thrown around by Olya as she went. Hello? Your mom has such a young voice. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, she is young. Are you busy right now? No, of course not. If only she knew how costly this conversation could be for me. Risk I took on just answering this call. There were a pen and a shabby notepad lying on the nightstand. I picked them up and started moving the tip of the pen across the paper, producing chaotic doodles that always ended up turning into hearts. I've been thinking, I need to tell you something. I froze. Oh no. Oh no. I can't be. Does she like me? You've been looking so lost lately. And when I saw you at school today, you were pale like a ghost. I couldn't find words. My heart was aflutter in anticipation. I wanted to say that I'm on your side. A smile was spreading on my face in anticipation of Paulina's next words. And I feel so sorry for you. Good guys like you deserve better. I want to believe that you'll find the strength to fight back at some point, and the others will stop picking on you. The pen fell on my weak fingers. Is that all she's going to say? Maybe you'll even find a girlfriend. Friend zoned. She sounded as if she was unsure of her own words. Well, I just wanted to let you know that you're a nice guy. Wow. It was a total failure. Compassion instead of an invitation to hang out. You there? Before I could reply, Olya descended the stairs. She was holding some book in a pink cover. Encyclopedia of a young lady. Will you take long? I cover the handset with my hand. I'm in the middle of a conversation. What happened? Read me a bedtime story, please. Mom fell asleep. Go to your room. I'll be there in a minute. Just be quick, okay? Fine. My last reply sounded excessively annoyed. I sighed, watching my sister running up the stairs. Hello, Paulina? Sorry, I need to run. Can you imagine? There's someone in love with me, and he stoops around under my windows, demanding to go on a date with me. That's weird. I'll go chase him away before Grandpa wakes up. Or maybe I should give him a chance. I bit my lower lip in jealousy. I'll tell you tomorrow if you want. We're friends after all. Friends. At least she didn't say we were besties. Oh my gosh. Yeah, sure. Good. The buzzer hammered at my brain. Dirty slut. An angry voice spoke to the teeth of my brain. Like a restless zombie devoid of consciousness, I dragged my feet up the staircase. I wish I could tell Dad, ask for his manly advice, but he doesn't show up at home until late at night because of his new job. My parents don't have time for me, to put it lightly. Well, where's your book? I stuttered. The kid's room was empty. Olya? She probably snuck into my room. I started walking down the corridor. Oh no. The room was infested with shadows. The blinds were waving like there was someone hiding behind them. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I smiled. I sneaked towards the window and threw open the curtain. Gotcha. There was nobody behind the cloth. The window was a TV screen showing a wintry scene. The lamppost, the field, and a couple of walking figures in the middle of it. I knew it! Oh no! Freaking Fox, man! Alyssa and Olya. I gasped and pressed my fist to my mouth, sinking my teeth into it. Alyssa was leading Olya into the thicket. I needed less than a minute to hurriedly dress and rush out of the house. My heart was beating like a firing machine gun. The wind carried the cold, resistant smell of coniferous trees from the forest, freezing as crackled somewhere in the field. Two shadows loomed at the gate, but I only could recognize them as my sister and the fox girl because of their height. I ran towards the fence, listening to the howling wind and the squeaking snow. One of the figures moved and slowly glided towards the thicket like an ice skater. I slowed down, touching my glasses, trying in vain to adjust my vision to the surrounding darkness. Rory landed on my shoulders like weightless snowflakes. A snake woke up in my belly and started writhing. I felt nauseous. I thought about my home, the flimsy fortress I left behind. I finally caught up with my sister, dressed only in a coat. Olya, have you seen the foxy? Olya, why did you go outside? If Mom finds out... My sister froze in place, facing the taiga. She was in hand's reach, and something's going to be wrong with her face. And I put my numb wrist on her shoulder for some reason, probably to make sure it wasn't a dream. Was it a trick? Was it all a freaking trick, man? With strewn feathers that formed an owl's face. Something wearing a bird's mask was staring straight at me. Hoot, hoot, she won't. The voice sounded exactly like Olya's, but there was somebody else hiding behind the feathers and the carton. I sprinted away as if I got whipped. The masked creature only pretended to be Olya, just to lure me out. I was running like crazy, drowning in snow. The house in front of me was rapidly growing. The yellow light in the windows granted me hope. My mom and sister are there, my salvation. I couldn't hear anything from behind me, as if nobody was chasing me. Maybe it was because the owl can fly? I was already climbing the porch when I noticed another figure. Oh my gosh! It's the wolf! From the soot black shadow of my house, a scruffy wolf cub crawled out and stood in my way. Its movements were jerky, chaotic, as if it was performing some terrifying dance, or convulsing during a stroke. And even though I could clearly see that the wolf's face was a mask, something in this world's convulsions made me freeze in place. The boy in a wolf costume... What if... Okay. The boy in a wolf costume rubbed his side against the porch post and fell to his knees. He bent his back so hard that I expected his spine to crack. The beast's eyes shone, but he didn't attack. He kept crawling around and running on all fours. I shifted my feet, my mouth agape, trying to keep him in my line of sight. Something was trickling from the slit in the mask. Vicious drops fell to the wooden planks. Saliva. Some unknown force pushed me in the back, whispering me to save myself. There's a freaking another one! Oh no! The fence was flashing by the edge of my vision. Oh my gosh. This is horrifying. I was running in another direction this time, towards the toothy edge of the forest that smelled of pine. My heartbeat measured time. The wolf boy growled behind my back as if he forgot his human nature. Grr, grr. My right leg got stuck in the snow-laden cavity. I yanked it out, cursing under my breath, and fell to the ground. Plastering snow prevented me from standing up, from propping myself against anything. But my unbound thirst for life helped me get out of that trap. Darkness was creeping closer, like the toxic fumes of a barrel of pyres. I ran again, gasping for air that stung my throat. My hair swayed in the wind. I lost my hat when I fell down, and my ears were now hot from the freezing cold, while most of my body was still sweating. The field finally ended. After realizing that running into the forest wasn't the smartest decision I could make, I dove into the lines of trees. And without stopping, my face covered I ran without stopping, my face covered with one of my palms. I didn't want to lose an eye to some random branch. Branches whipped my clothes, pricked my skin like butchers that were herding a pig into the grinder. A knot of roots, sprouting from the ground, grabbed at my foot. I rammed into the scratchy trunk, slid down into its base, and looked around in a panic. Ooh, you're so fast! My first desire was to dash towards her and hug her. I resisted it and squeezed myself even tighter into the pine. You, what are you doing here? This and that. She was holding the hat that I lost. Working part-time in Lost and Found. Put it on, or your ears will freeze and maybe even fall off soon. She giggled. I squinted in suspicion and shifted my gaze back and forth between her and the hat, scared that Alyssa might be holding a severed head or something even more sinister. But in the end, my hat turned out to be just my hat. This is crazy. Take. I took it and pulled it over my forehead. Feeling warmer? I didn't reply. There were some children in the yard. And? Did they bite you or something? No. Then why did you run away? The answer was obvious, but after rolling the thought on my tongue, I mumbled. I don't know. Why did I promise to never call you a dunce again? Oh well, I keep my promises. She walked up to me and grabbed me by the elbow. I sensed the familiar aroma of mint, oranges, and burnt sparklers. I wanted to lean into Alice and to savor the minute details of her smell. It's so weird, the thing to say. How many times I need to tell you, you're safe as long as you're with me. I'm your friend. And they are too. I quickly turned around to the place where the fox girl was pointing to. The kids in masks appeared at the clearing. At least they looked like kids since they're all pretty short. A wolf boy, an owl girl, and a bear boy. They huffed and gasped for air, clearly tired from all the running around. I thought you fell through the snow. Started digging around but couldn't find you. And I didn't care enough. Is that, I think... What if these are the missing kids? Like, what if that's Volvo and that's Simeon? That's my first kind of thought. Also, you can't see the bear's face very well. Let me move the camera real fast so you can see him. Ooh, boop. There you go. That might be a better spot. And I didn't care enough. You see, if you're dumb and you run around and dig, and if you're smart, you wait until the others get tired of running around and digging. Then you start talking. You're a rat. A degenerate. Huh? Don't mind him. He's a weirdo. I stood there stupefied, my mouth agape and my hands dangling helplessly. I had no idea how to react to these words of late-night guests, but I managed to squeeze out something resembling a smile. You just scared me, that's all. They started looking at each other, and somebody even snorted as if I said something funny. Yes, the fox is right. He's the one. No, this is our... Have we finally found him? Our bunny? Yes, he looks the part. The wolf boy started wagging a part of his costume like it was his tail in excitement. First. Of course you were first. Wolfie here was the first to sense the bunny in you. He told us about you. Hello. And you've already met our Hootie before. She isn't that scary, is she? I guess. And this smiling big guy is Teddy. Be mindful with him or he'll chew your head off. What? I see you've also dropped your sense of humor somewhere along the way. I was still unsure if these particular little animals had the best intentions in mind, so I hid my hands behind my back, trying to look away from the gaping holes of their carnival masks. Alyssa put her hands to her sides in a theatrical manner, and somehow managed to wink with the fox face. Next time we come, we'll ring bells for you. That way you'll be less scared of our visit. Do we even have any bells? I won't be ringing. My paw hurts. My smile was no longer fake. Ah, you showed your teeth. That's a good sign. I didn't expect you to find us fun. I thought it was an emotional reserved strictly for Disneyland, or to Disneyland. How did you know that? I read about it somewhere. You read about me? Aren't you funny? No, not about Disneyland, darling. You can read... No, about Disneyland, darling. You can read human? Do you think I've been going to school every day for nothing? What if we... I don't know. I'm so curious. I'm so interested in what's actually going on. And then she sang in a coquettish voice. Where you learn about neglect, where to get your dreams all wrecked. It's your local school, of course, and in your classroom. Where to hit kids every week, where to prey on all the meek, at your local school, of course, and in your classroom. This is actually amazing. That is amazing. Oh, that was amazing. I loved that so much. I let out a cautious laugh. My new acquaintances didn't seem scary anymore. On the contrary, they looked friendly and welcoming. There was something about them that attracted me. Just like this clearing, this moon, and the snowflakes that fell backwards from the ground to the sky, as if someone was rewinding a tape. The masked kids got close, and I felt their touch. They gave me friendly taps. I felt my clothes as if checking whether I was real. There was no animalistic malice in their touch, only pure childish curiosity. For some reason, I thought to myself, I can trust them. Snowflakes just kept on floating upwards. Nobody will hurt you anymore. Friend. Yeah, if someone even tries to. The fox gave me a slight tug and burst out laughing. Well then, Tasha, will you run away screaming or come with us? Where to? Aha, to the amusement park. At that moment, Tiaga's deceptive silence was broken by the sound of a distant flute. Mesmerizing and alluring, it brought out the rings of the crystal glass and the whispers of fresh winter spring. If I had any doubts before, the song's flute shattered the last of them. I started following my new friends before I could even make my decision. My legs carried me of their own will, and the tunnels made of pines stepped apart. Bushes bowed in front of our procession. Everything looked dreamlike. Because even the clearing we ended up on, I only saw in my dream. The flute soared in the treetops like some fantastical bird. The snowflakes floated up in a spiral. The moon painted tree branches with silver. Alyssa gasped in amazement. I was also in awe. I tilted my head backwards as far as I could. Whew, what a sight. It's so beautiful. Wolfie howled in agreement. This is nothing. I can show you much more, if you want. I did want. I wanted to see what the fox girl saw with her eyes, hidden in the semi-dark of her cape. Now I didn't feel weird about these masked kids. I felt weird for being the only one without a mask. I felt like I was naked in the January winds. Why do you wear these masks? I was trembling, but I wasn't scared. My trembling wasn't caused by the cold. It originated from a peculiar anxiousness, the anticipation of something amazing. And why do you ask? I just noticed this. They have like little clippings, like a band around their faces, and she doesn't. That's interesting. That is very interesting. I touched my cold cheek. I'm not wearing one. Ha, I love human tails. Human nails? Human fails? Yeah, what if this is Simeon? This is Volva. What if this is his sister, Olya, maybe? Because she was so associated with the owl. And I don't know. I've already told you. All of the villagers wear masks. If it's just you, you won't find any human underneath them. Anything human underneath them. Even me? You're so clumsy, Anton. We've already found your glasses already once. Oh, once already. And your hat. And your real face. Ooh, that's good. That's a good screenshot. That might be my... I've taken so many screenshots. Like, I don't know which one of these is going to be the thumbnail. And your real face. I looked at the mask the fox was holding out to me. The bunny mask that looked like a silver ingot under the moonlight. I was curious to see the world through its slits. I mean, we're going to take it no matter what. I was kind of wish there was an option to, like, say no. But I was going to take it no matter what. But that would be interesting. Suddenly, fighting its way through the flute's melody, a thought came to me. The glasses they found were in Simeon's possession. My new acquaintances must have known what happened to him. Or even worse. And where did Simeon disappear to? What happened to him? And the other children? The bear and the owl looked at each other. And the fox broke cold to a ball, and the fox lowered the pointy nose of her mask. The one who was kept in the cage. The one who was cut into little pieces, roar. And the one who wears a skin face took them. Weird. If I knew how to cross myself, I'd do it. So you're saying it was a human. Were you even listening to us? How can you call someone like that, like him, human? There's just one word for him. An adult. It's so easy to get lost in the adult world. Killers, animals, cruel trainers, and cold parents. If you don't want to get sad, better not to think about them. I don't know about you, but I definitely don't want to be sad. Somehow, I'm also not sad today. What about you, Anton? Huh? I was lost in thought, staring at the pines, trying to pinpoint the location of the flute. I was sure that the person who played it was standing right behind the piney stockade. Someone tall, going over the holes in the flute with their long fingers. What now? Are we going to sit and be sad or have some fun? Alyssa wanted to show me something. Let's start with the sweet stuff. The fox girl took out a handful of candy from her pocket and handed them to each of the kids. Covers stuffed, the smell of pineapple, cocoa, and melons wafted through the air. The last treat, a chocolate-covered waffle candy, Alyssa put right into my mouth. I can't figure her out, man. I can't. My tongue was engulfed in spiciness. It felt like my body was covered in fur and small sparks were running along it. I chewed on the waffle and the chocolate, gulped them down, enjoying my vivid taste. Thanks. My gratitude was barely audible because my lips were already touching the inside of the mask. I didn't even notice how I put it against my face. The papier-mâché was warm. The mask stuck to my skin, giving it a nice prickle. The kind when you dive into a hot bath after being outside in the winter, when you lie there and purr from the soapy water. See, I told you, this is yours. Mine. What are we waiting for? The fur won't have itself, or the fun, not the fur. The fun won't have itself. You're right. The melody kept swirling and it feels like a hurricane. I couldn't wait to release the energy, the heat that this enchanting music was filling me with. The owl jumped and disappeared into the sky. I heard her laughter from somewhere above, and then she landed back, huffing and sighing. You can do it, true. Try it. Give it a try. I followed suit. Yeah, he is going to have... It's colored! Whoa! Whoa. Whoa, that's cool. My feet tore off the ground. I flew towards the stars like a rocket and screamed from happiness after seeing my friends down below. The wind helped me fly. It felt like I was jumping on a huge trampoline. The stars looked like vivid sparkles that I could reach and look up. The moon also got closer, and then I plunged. I got scared that I'd break my legs for a moment, but my soles landed softly on the ground and I regained my balance. It's all colors with the mask on! Oh! You're safe with us. Even the names are colored, and all your dreams will come true. I'm so happy that I finally found you. Bunny! In a fit of merry laughter, I realized the most important thing. These four were not a threat. My real enemies, and I felt that with every single hair on my mask, are those who knew nothing about magic. Humans from the village. I also realized how alive my surroundings had become. I heard the dry glass under the snow moan. I saw faces of the trees and the stars. The trees were smirking and the stars were grimacing in fear. That's weird. That's right. Be scared. I'll jump up to you and... I snapped my teeth, then let out a jubilant laugh and jumping up along with a fox. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. We flew higher than the tallest pines and stayed in the air. I swirled. Alyssa followed my rhythm. I knew she was smiling, so I smiled too. And the flute just kept on playing, carrying us higher and higher. Hey, did someone put a spell on you? That someone is standing next to me. Oh. There's a third person. That someone is standing next to me. I thought, trying to unglue my chin from the desk. My muscles felt slightly sore, but that feeling was pleasant. The whole class was wandering about for some reason, whispering and passing notes to each other. The faces looked like discolored masks to me, bleak and boring. I yawned, remembering the time I was soaring high above the forest with Alyssa by my side, laughing and squeezing my hand. Probably it was all just a dream. Because I didn't walk back from the forest. I just woke up in my bed on a normal morning with tea and medicine. Who is it? Who is missing? Who is missing? It's going to be his sister, I bet. I was hardly worried about trying to find a rational explanation for my night dance. That feeling of flight was much more important. Forget, tell me who it is, please. The knowledge of how it feels to be hanging in the air above the treetops of majestic pines and baring my teeth to the moon. It's either his sister or it's the boy. I don't remember his name. Sorry, I got lost in thought. It's Katya. Have you heard about Katya? Huh? I glanced at the empty seat in front of me. Katya went missing. I knew she'd go missing. Oh, I knew it. I knew. Oh man. My sleepiness was gone in an instant. I frowned in suspicion. What do you mean? It can't be. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. What if the owl was her? I don't even know anymore. I don't even know who is what anymore. Oh man. This is good. I'm really liking this. I don't know what to think. I really don't know what to think. I don't know like the Russian story this is based off of, but this is so good. I'm enjoying this a lot. If you've liked this, hit like on the video, subscribe, comment down below what you who do you think is going missing next? Do you think that's it? Do you think another kid's going missing? You let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video, like I said, and I'll see you in episode 4. Stomp your hooves and wait. See you then. Bye.